I don't normally do bike build videos. I'd rather be out riding. But I thought I'd do a build video for this frame here because it's something really, really special. And I wanted to show you the build up of this and why I've made a decision to go this way with this frame. So what do we have? It's a Malvern Star 5-star track frame. This goes back many, many decades. So the story of how I came to acquire this frame is quite interesting. So I race with the Waratahs Masters Cycling Club in Sydney. They have 6 grades, A, B, C, D, E and F. F grade's made up of mostly racers in their 80s and 90-year-old, still racing passionately. So I'm currently filming a documentary with that group of their cycling life. And one particular cyclist in that group is Alan, and he's 90 years old, turned 90 years old this year, still passionately racing, loves his bike, loves his cycling. So I met up with Alan at home and conducted an interview with him and his wife, and then he took me to his factory. Now, his factory is in the same suburb in the inner west of Sydney, and he's had that factory for decades. He was manufacturing paint and selling washing machines and fridges and components like that back in the 1940s and 50s. So, you know, good 80 years ago, him and his father. In the factory, it's like 4 residential blocks of just sheds and stuff everywhere. There's fridges and washing machines, there's bike parts, there's metal parts, there's old forklifts, there's everything you could think of in this thing. It's piled up from the ground to the ceiling with just stuff that is slowly moving on off to the metal recyclers. Walking through one of the sheds, I spotted this. And something really special. It caught my eye and I stopped and we had a quick chat about it. Right, so grab that, pull out again. What do we got?
Eh?
Malvern Star 5-star.
Yep. That's their best.
Yes. I don't see those very often.
Oh, that's their best.
Oh man. Yeah.
They come up and to get stuff off me.
Mm.
And they saw this one blackbird,
Mm.
and he had to have it. And I said, yes, you can. I said, what's it worth? He said, $800. I said, no, you can have it for 5. You know, because he took it to Victoria and done it back up. It had a B on the front here. It was, and yes, he took the thing, took it back to Melbourne and done it all up, you know. And this has been sitting there every way.
So a couple of weeks have passed by and I approached Alan again because I did ask him on the day what he was doing with the frame, but he was hesitant to do too much with it. He has been offered good money for the frame before, but we sat down and had a good chat and I offered him the right money. But also he said that he trusted me to do something worthwhile with the frame as well. And that's what I am going to do. So I'm going to honour Alan's wish and do something really cool with this frame. So I got the frame home. I have given it a damn good scrub because it needed. It had decades and decades of dust and grime all over the frame. So I've had a scour over it with some detergent and gave it a good wash down. And it's come up pretty good. There's no serious rust in the frame, inside or out. There's a little bit of surface rust on places that I've been able to clean down. There is a really nice dark blue coloured paint that you can see on the bottom bracket here and a few other sort of undisclosed spots on the frame. But you can sort of see that over the years that weathering of the frame has overtaken that nice blue colour. And there's pinstriping across the frame as well. So I think it's a really, really nice looking frame in its day. But today it's certainly suffered from weathering and faded a lot, and it sort of looks more like a dark grey to black sort of frame at the moment, and in a few spots inside the forks and that you can see the nice blue colour. So on the front we have the famous 5 stars. On the down tube here is you've got the blue, yellow, black, red and green stripes, and then there's this decal here. It's got 5 stars on it and then the name Bankstown. On this down tube here you've got the Malvern Star. There's a single star on the forks. The dropouts at the back here are pretty standard sort of track frame dropouts. And the name on the top here that says Les Oates. So what does all that mean? So I went to Facebook and joined up with the Malvern Star group and hunted down a single person who's deemed to be Australia's expert on Malvern Stars, and we had an offline chat. So I've messaged Warren and explained what I've got and where it come from. So naturally he's asked for the frame code, which should have been on the right dropout, but there's not. There's nothing there. On the bottom bracket is a number which says 1511, so a 4-digit frame code, 1511 on the bottom bracket. That's important because that's quite unusual. So Warren's ideas, first up, is, at first glance, it appears to be a 1939 5-star track bike. But they have a curved seat stays, a seat stay bridge, 6-digit number on the outside of the right rear fork, which is pretty common on the Malvern Stars, on that right rear dropout there. He also says they have no stars on the fork tops here, and slightly different head lugs. So he believes that mine appears to be a special of some kind. The main thing to note is that it's been repainted. You can tell by the stenciled painted branding, and it's not a typical 1939-40 Malvern Star factory scheme. It's a post-war repaint. It may have been painted by Les Oates or been built for someone else previously. We don't know that for sure. He asked, do I know what part of Australia the bike was found or originally from? All right, so from the expert's opinion, what it appears we have is a Malvern Star track frame built around 1939. Probably a special order for a professional racer. Probably built in Sydney rather than Melbourne. And at some stage post-war, World War II, so the mid-1940s somewhere, or perhaps into the 1950s, Les Oates has got hold of it and has repainted the frame and raced it. What do I know about Les Oates? Very little. So my research didn't come up with a whole lot. I was unable to track down any specific race information about Les, but I come up with one hit. So he says, my association with Les was he organised professional club racing at Leppington Inn of Trees pub back in the early 80s. He says he passed away about 12 years ago. So it appears that Les passed away probably around 2014, but he organised professional racing out around the sort of Liverpool area in the southwest of Sydney. That tends to fit with the story, that he was probably a professional racer around that area in the southwest of Sydney, because that's where the frame has been purchased, that I purchased it. So the frame's probably moved around Sydney a little bit over the last 90 years. Now, professional cycling in the early to mid 1900s is vastly different to what it is here in Australia today. So I got an explanation from Alan, my 90-year-old cyclist, and he was explaining that back in the early part of the century to the mid-century, there was a lot of professional cycling. And professional cycling was separated from amateur cycling. So they didn't race together. They didn't really associate or socialise. He said occasionally you might get the odd professional racer who would turn up at an amateur race but racing under a different name to be able to sneak into the race. He said also that professional racers were not aligned to a club. So he's saying that they are aligned to their suburb. So Les Oates from Bankstown was a professional racer, and that fits with the decal that's on here that says Bankstown, that it appears that Lev's probably lived in Bankstown, and that's where he raced from, but not necessarily attached to the Bankstown club. So now what? Well, the frames had a good clean. It came with the main frame and the forks with the headset. That's all I have. Removing the headset was a bit of a challenge. So the headset itself was in pretty poor condition. This nut here was sort of starting to grow onto the thread here. So to get that off was sort of okay with a bit of a hammer and a chisel and working it off. The second part, which sits below that, was more of a challenge because that then had to screw past a raised section on the thread where it had sort of grown onto the first nut. So we managed to get that off with a big wrench. And then I've sent the frame off to Paul Hilbrick. So Paul Hilbrick is a well-known frame builder from around the sort of 1980s, 1990s here in Sydney. Built Olympic frames, steel frames, and a whole lot of good sort of retail commercial stuff as well. Still very well known in the industry for his frame building skills. So I sent it out to him and got him to put a tap over the thread and clean that up for me. Also have a look at the bottom bracket. So he's cleaned the thread on the bottom bracket. I got him to check over the frame to make sure there's nothing significant that he can see that may be of concern safety-wise for me. He's faced the bottom bracket here because that's his point of truth when he measures up the frame. So he's aligned the frame as well. It was a little bit out on the back, a little bit out on the front. So he's managed to manipulate that to get it nice and straight and true. He said that in his measurements that the rear stays here, one is around about 1 or 2 mil longer than the other. So from the 1930s, I'm not surprised around that. Not significant. It's just a point to note that a good frame builder's had a good look at it, and we know a bit more around the current state of the frame. Nothing of concern come up for him, so it's okay to ride. That's not a guarantee. It is 90 years old, but it looks like it's in fairly good condition. Being a track bike, I suspect it hasn't done a lot of miles. Certainly not on the road hitting potholes, and I know it's been sitting in Al's shed for many decades. It could have been there for 20, 30 years. So what's the plan in rebuilding? We're talking to Warren, the expert on this. His suggestion is to leave it as it is, not to clear coat it, because that then becomes problematic should I want to do a refurbishment in the future, or someone else does. I could repaint it. If I did it exactly as it was, it'd come up as a beautiful looking frame. But I'm not going to do that, one, because it's probably a couple of $1,000s in doing that. I don't feel like pulling that out of my pocket to build this frame up. Plus I'd lose the history of the frame. So let's keep it as it is. It's still a nice looking frame as it is, and it still has a history. Secondly, components. Warren suggested that 1930s, 40s BSA components was what they were using. That's what Malvern Star was importing into the country. They come in a high-end, lighter weight aluminium set or steel set that lasts forever, as he says. So he suggested tracking down some of those items. Maybe that's what I'll do one day. I don't fully understand the market around vintage parts. I may be able to, at swap meets over the years, be able to acquire some of those parts, but they're not the sort of thing you can jump on Facebook and just purchase. So at the moment, I'm going to do something different. That doesn't mean that one day I won't build this up as an original bike with original components and hang it on the wall. But at the moment, the builder of this bike had one intention for it, and that was to ride it. Les had one intention, and that was to ride it. I have the same intention, and I want to ride this bike. So I've got my components that I'm going to do a build on this, which is why I wanted to film this, because the parts that are going on this are really unique, and I am so looking forward to seeing what the end product of this looks like. So sit back, get yourself a cup of coffee, and watch the build. If you're a purist and you like to see original components on an original frame, then I'm sorry, that's not what we're going to be getting now. However, I will say the difference between a resto mod build and a period correct build is 1 hour. If I do get original components, it would take me 1 hour to transfer those components onto here and put it on display. So just because I don't have original components going on here today, it doesn't mean I won't have original components going on here in 5 years time, 10 years time, or 20 years time. This frame will last forever. All right, let's get this build underway. First up, let's get the bearings into the headset. All right, headset's in. That moves quite smooth. Happy with that. It's locked down nicely. Bit of a messy affair with the grease and all the ball bearings. But that's in. Next is the bottom bracket. So we've got a nice bottom bracket going in. It's a Campanolo Centaur bracket from the 90s. A nice steel and aluminium seal bearing set, so that will fit nicely in there. Run smooth. In black, looks pretty good for this bike. So this is where things really start getting interesting. Campagnolo record crank from the 1990s, so nice alloy polished crank, 172.5 length with a 50 chainring. But this has been the Cyclo Retro in Melbourne, and he has polished this up and pantograph with Malvern Star. So this is a one-off, never been seen before. Is going to look absolutely gorgeous on this build. That's the drive side and the left crank as well. How nice is that? I don't like handling it with bare hands because we're getting fingerprints on it. It's that polished. Now what he's also done is put, you can see it here, 5 stars, 5 stars on the arms here. We get the blue, yellow, black, red and green. That matches the pattern on the seat tube here as well. So that is absolutely beautiful. Looking forward to putting this on. I haven't seen it on the bike yet, so looking forward to seeing how this looks. Spins nice and looks absolutely beautiful. How nice is that? Okay, next, seat post. Nice Campanolo Aero seat post as well. This has also been down Cyclo Retro and has a nice MS pantograph on it and highly polished as well. This looks new, look absolutely beautiful. Now, the original seat post bolt is pretty old and grubby and rusted. I'm not using that. I'm going with a more modern one with an Allen key on it. Nice stainless one. For the seat, Bontrager Paradigm. I use these a fair bit. They're quite a comfortable seat. It should look quite nice on here. It's got the silver rails on it as well. Almost done. Have a look at this. It's a Shimano AX headstem from the 90s. Nice alloy head. Is how long? About 100, I think. 100 mil long. It's also been down to Cyclo Retro and has the Malvern Star pantograph on the side, both sides, and also on the top has the blue, yellow, black, red and green stars pantographed into it as well. So that looks absolutely awesome. Matches the bike as well. Right, set of track bars, NJS track bars. These are about 400, I think. 35 centimetres, 350 millimetres wide. It's a fairly narrow track bar. Okay, next, and you won't have expected this, but I got a set of Diacomp brake levers that I'm putting on. I know it's a track bike, but there's two reasons I need to put on these levers. The first one is in modern track cycling, a lot of cyclists now, particularly with the endurance bikes or with training bikes, actually have carbon bars with like fake levers on them. I've got a set of those on my track bike. That's one of the key reasons I'm putting them on here. There is a second reason. I'll show you a second reason later. So Shimano pedals. The great thing about building a track bike is it doesn't take that long. There's only so many components you need to install it. Here we go. A set of Gippiemi Pista Techno 716 alloy chromed up polished wheels. These are really nice. Love these BBK hubs on it. That's the front wheel, and on the back the same. Set of Pirelli track tyres on them in 25 mil. Currently I've got a 14 cog on here and a 50 on there, which is probably fine for getting around town and commuting to the track and doing a bit of training on it. It's not a racing bike, so these will look really nice with a 45 mil deep set of rims. So the wheel set's got a nice set of Allen key nuts on here rather than your standard nuts. So they look really nice. Love those hubs. Okay, 2 tasks left. First one is a set of nice alloy polished up Ultegra brake calipers on the front only. And finally, the chain. So this is a jet black chain, single speed chain. Nice black and silver. That should look really nice on here. Job done. Now we test ride. Okay, so it's now a week since I filmed that build video, and I've had the bike out for a little bit of a ride, not on the track yet, just up and down the road, just doing a little bit of a test. And I come up with a fairly significant problem, and that is that centre to centre, the top tube is 57 centimetres. I'm 170 centimetres tall, or about 5'7" in the old money, and I normally ride a frame anything from 50 to 54. 52 to 53 centimetres is about my sweet spot, with a 100mm stem, which I've got on here. So that gives me about 5 centimetres too much in the length here. And the bars that I was using here with the brakes on them are a fairly deep bend, and sit a fair long way forward as well. So what I've done is remove these off the bike, and I've got another set of track bars which are much shorter. In fact, if I line them up, there's about 5 centimetres difference there, and also in the depth is about 5 centimetres from, so that reclaims about 5 centimetres that I need. I didn't want to change the stem for a couple of reasons. One, we've got the pantograph on here already, so I'm not going to remove that. That's going to remain. And I didn't want a short stem anyhow, because it completely changes the geometry of the feel of the bike at the front end as well. So that's obviously staying. These bars, I've taken them for a quick run, and they feel really good. That length is a whole lot better, and quite comfortable for me to ride now. So all I need to do is to tape it up, and this will be ready to ride on the track later this week. It's a nice soft bar tape, this one, quite flexible, so it curves around the tight bars quite nice. And I've gone tapeless, so from top to bottom, rather than how we commonly do it from the bottom to the top. I tend to like this better. I'm starting to use this on all my bikes. Okay, happy with that. That's a nice soft wrap from the top down. Those bars look and feel a whole lot better on the bike. So we're all set for a track session Wednesday night. See you there. So I've just arrived at Lidcombe Oval. The track here was built, I believe, in the early 1930s, so she is about 90 years old, which is a little bit older than the bike. So we've got a session here tonight with the Lidcombe Auburn Cycling Club, Coach Phil. Take us through our session. I've got the Malvern Star first ride on it on a track, so it'll be interesting to see how this thing goes. Hoping to film a little bit of it. I've got her all lubed up, tightened up, and ready to race. So I'm not going to push it too hard too early, because I need to work out how this thing performs. Geometry of it's a bit different to what I'm used to, and I want to make sure that nothing's going to fall off a brake. So with the track here built in the early 1930s and the bike built in the late 1930s, I do suspect that this bike may have seen this track before, probably somewhere around 80 or 90 years ago. So I don't think this thing has been ridden for decades and decades. It's been sitting in a shed. So maybe Les Oates rode it here, or maybe there was an earlier owner of the bike. I don't know, but I suspect that the frame's been here before and will recognise this track. It's really good to see this frame back out doing what it was built to do, which is getting onto the velodrome and training and racing. All right, let's go get clipped in and see how she rides. Woo! This feels smooth. Oh wow. She rides nice. Comfortable. Smooth. Okay, this is a lot better than expected. I like this. Wow. Back where she belongs, on the track. There's no chain noise, so she's a lovely straight line. The bars are comfy, good hand position on them. 1939 Malvern Star.
What do they say, the 5-star or so? Is there something they say on the head
It is, yeah, she's a 5-star. Yeah.
5-star on the head badge, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Pista Techno.
Oh, GPMs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, GPMs, yeah.
Yep,
The
GPMs.
Technos, yeah. That's great wheels.
Yeah.
They, a few sets of those pop up, but they've sometimes got mismatched hubs.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I know that's the hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the standard because they just build them up from the rims too. Fucking great wheels.
Oh, they're nice. Yeah. Smooth.
Yeah.
The bike's so smooth.
Yeah.
There's no chain noise. Wheels smooth. The bottom bracket smooth.
And you pantograph the crank.
Yeah. So she's
Camp bag cranks.
she's a record crank set. It's been pantographed and polished up.
Is that Mr. Cycling Pro, whatever his name is?
Cyclo Retro.
Yeah, Cycling Retro, yeah.
And he's done the
Oh wow.
the stem and the seat tube for me.
So good job.
Yeah, I know. Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, these look fantastic.
Yeah, it suits it really good.
Really zeros.
Yeah.
Okay. They 25s?
23s.
23s?
Yeah.
Oh, Malvern Star.
Yes. She's been pantographed, yeah.
Oh, was it? It's a freaking 5.
Yes.
Freaking hell.
You need to get it going, eh?
Yeah,
What
it's
sort of gear you got on it?
50-14, so about 96.
39 frame. Oh, no, it's awesome. Hey? That's great. Look at the wheels, mate. What else? Has it got someone's name on it?
Yeah,
I reckon Craig think it could have been raced here.
yeah. Les Oates.
It probably was raced
Yeah.
here, mate.
He was from Bankstown. He's a pro racer from Bankstown.
Mate, that's a cracker.
Do you know what hub that actually is?
No,
But they're new wheels,
They're not new.
no, they're really new.
but they've been rebuilt.
Don't know.
Yeah, they're real nice.
That's
Impressive. Very smooth. They look nice too.
You've seen though.
Spokes
Cover
go
up where
down
the spokes
further.
are going in.
Yeah.
Pista. What's that? Pista.
Techno, Pista Techno. The GPM.
Yeah.
Yeah, GPM. It's Italian.
That's the old
Road
beast.
slash gravel. Rear
It's the
wheel.
same technique
That's
when you build them. Like you use the
that's
same.
the
Yeah.
that's the
Wow.
Bankstown Pro Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's explaining to me in those the pro and the amateur sort of
Another one
didn't
that
mix,
you wanna get
and you
I
raced
want to get some.
from your suburb rather than your club.
I'm
Yes.
building
Yeah.
some for Bill.
I need some for those new tyres.
Lovely,
I've got for the
mate.
track.
2-lapper, a 3-lapper, a 4-lapper, 5-lapper, one after the other. So in other words, we're doing 15 laps or something like that.
So 2 lap, 3 lap,
We
4
do, we do 1 at tempo, 1 at pace, 2 at tempo, 1 at pace, 3 at tempo, 1 at pace, 4 at tempo, 1 at pace.
I'll follow you.
Yeah. So it's just an increased effort. It's not jumping.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
effort, second cone every second lap. First two in the saddle, and the other three out of the saddle.
But you know, that is old school track stretched out, which is really good.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. You know, for a lot of the indoor velodromes I were riding there, they weren't stupid. Second.
5 and 2 3s tonight.
5 and 2 3.
Yeah, with 4 laps in between. 5, a 3 and a 3 with 4 in between.
that is a Wednesday night track session done and dusted here at Lidcombe Oval on the Malvern Star 5-star track bike. I really enjoyed that session. I always do these night sessions here at Lidcombe. Really great group to ride with. But to get the Malvern Star out and give that a bit of a run for the first time in decades, maybe 70 or 80 years since it's been out, it was really special to get it out and go for a ride on it. The bike performed really well. Jumped the spec really nicely. It's very, very smooth. The wheels in the bottom bracket run really smooth. It's quiet as on the track. There's no chain noise at all. It's comfortable to ride, accelerates well, holds the speed. It's running a 50-14 gear set, which is a bit low once we hit the high speeds. So the legs are spinning out a fair bit, but it's not the bike I'm going to ride every week on the track. I'll take care of it, get it out every now and then to get a bit of a run. I'm not sure who enjoyed that more, me or the frame itself. I think I could hear it screaming there, I'm back, I'm back. After all those decades, I think it's happy to be back out doing what it was built to do originally. So if you're a Malvern Star junkie and that traumatised you in some way, having an old frame out with more modern components on it, sorry about that, but that's life. If you're a bit more open-minded and just like seeing the bikes out being ridden, then that was the purpose of the build. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the bike out doing what it does best. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe please. It helps the channel get along. I don't do many bike build videos. I'd rather be out filming on the bike, so it was great to do a little bit of both for this video and show the build, a little bit of history about the bike, and then get it out and show you how it runs. Thanks for the crew here at Lidcombe Auburn Cycling Club. Good bunch of guys to ride with. Another enjoyable session. Ciao for now.